Waiting for mortgage rates to drop could be a costly mistake. Once rates drop, new home buyers will enter the market and prices will soar even higher. At Churchill Mortgage, you can get a free analysis and learn how to avoid the trap of waiting for interest rates to drop. Buy now and refi later at churchillmortgage.com. This is a paid advertisement. NMLS ID 1591. NMLSconsumeraccess.org. Equal housing lender. 1749 Mallory Lane, Suite 100, Brentwood, Tennessee 37027. Waiting to buy a home? The Churchill Mortgage team says now is a great time to buy. Waiting could be a costly mistake because when rates drop, new home buyers will flood the market, driving up home prices. Go to churchillmortgage.com for your free analysis and see how home values can outpace rates to help you build wealth over time faster. This is a paid advertisement. NMLS ID 1591. NMLSconsumeraccess.org. Equal housing lender. 1749 Mallory Lane, Suite 100, Brentwood, Tennessee 37027.
Times of old, in times of new, there's a God to follow to make it true. It's the pop culture field, and you will.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Pop Culture Field Manual Podcast.
Hello,
sitting
hello.
right at the end of you son of a bitch. Oh, no.
Oh,
man.
we're right.
We're
Go
rolling.
for it. They got
stays
him.
in.
Forever.
Uh-oh. No
You
editing.
son of a biscuit.
There you go.
I wanted to make it a joke, but then it became a joke about me.
Yeah. You
We're-
and your morals, and your values.
My values will go down the tube. I've replaced the artwork for nothing.
Yeah.
We're sitting right at the intersection of weapons, action, pop culture, and the military.
Yes, we are.
It's good to be back, folks. For you, it's only been a week, but for us, it's been quite a while.
Yes, it has.
We both have had our own little adventures. You want to talk about that a little bit, Cameron?
Sure, man. I mean, you go first because I feel like yours are
Mine was
way
the-
more
more
exciting
fun.
than mine.
I got to go to SHOT Show, folks. And for those that don't know, SHOT Show is a big firearms, tactical, outdoor sporting event convention out in Las Vegas.
Yes.
It takes place in the first month of the year. And it's actually a week and a half long because they have
So
like
much
industry
shit.
stuff, and then they have a range day.
Yeah.
Where all the companies come out and do their thing, and then they have like just a whole week of just the convention, and it's huge. It's at the Venetian and then also the Caesars Forum, so it's like 4 completely different giant football-sized rooms.
Yeah, it's
Even
the
bigger.
biggest convention of like the firearms industry.
Yeah.
I'm jealous, man. I've never been. All my buddies go.
Yeah, I saw some of them there.
Yeah, I know.
Your buddy John and stuff like that from Method Endeavors. Yeah, I got to meet. I got to meet a bunch of cool people. And I didn't even meet everyone I wanted to.
Yeah.
Like anybody, if you're in the world of firearms, social media, like Garand Thumb was there, Tim Kennedy was there, all these other wild dudes.
Sorry if you
Shrexes.
didn't just make Izzy's list of important people. It's just-
There was 2. There's only 2 people
only
there.
2 people, I
yeah,
guess.
they were in a little room at a coffee
Yeah.
table. But it was cool, man. No, and you and I definitely have to go next year for our Shift Fire channel on
Oh, we will,
YouTube.
man. I'm making it a big deal.
Yeah, it'll be a good, and we'll get so much content.
What
Like,
was your favorite thing there? Like, was there a specific piece of equipment that you were just like, wow? I mean, there's a lot of that.
No, it was too much. It was like overload, man.
Yeah.
Like what the coolest thing for me was meeting. Like I got to hang out with Martin from Defender Armor, and he
Yeah.
kind of took me around and
Yeah.
kind of introduced me to some cool
Chauffeured
dudes.
you.
Yeah,
That's cool, man.
so that was cool. Just meeting all the people, and then knowing that something like this exists.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's
this
cool.
is
It's
our
invite
candy
only
store.
too, so it's
Yeah.
like you feel that and you're like, ooh.
Yeah, you gotta. Next year, you and I are gonna be able to get our like a media pass or something because
Yeah.
we'll be big time.
Oh,
you
huge
know.
time.
The
giant
podcast
time.
is gonna blow up. All of you
Yeah,
have to start sharing this podcast so that we can go to SHOT Show next year.
Exactly. So off your dime.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. But
Come on, get off your
Hey.
duffs. We're tired of carrying you, audience. All
Yeah,
right,
come on.
Get in your
Get with
car,
it.
make it happen.
Exactly. I mean, I got a couple buddies that were there, and I know the guys at Core Visions. They are dropping a new pair of night vision, and it looks so cool.
Oh, nice.
It looks so cool, man. It's a so the tubes are like super clear, but they are compatible with a thermal, so
Okay.
you can run thermal while you're wearing night vision. So you can do 2 in 1. It just looks crazy. I mean, they have a gnarly sticker tag on them, but like hell, it's like I think they're going to be priced at like $25,000 per goggle.
There
But-
was like I saw at least off the top of my head like 7 different night optics device.
Oh yeah, no, there's a lot.
businesses,
Yeah,
you know?
they make a lot, and I mean, good for them, because I mean they're like in my opinion, the experts on like night vision right now, and they're coming out with some really.
What
cool
are they
stuff.
called again?
Core revision.
Core revision. Okay, cool.
Yes. Core
So anyway,
vision.
yeah, that was towards the end of January. I actually went out to. We got to go back out sometime, like as a group. But ever been to the Omega Mart?
Omega Mart.
Yeah.
In Area 19.
Area 15.
15?
Yeah.
Yes, I have. I have been outside of it, haven't been there.
Oh, it's cool, man. It's like a giant. It's like a wild. It's like a supermarket.
Did I say revision?
Yeah, revision.
No, I meant to say core vision. Core vision.
Okay,
Core
core
vision.
vision. You had to revise what you said.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Core the guys at Core Vision. I always
They were like,
for some reason.
we're never going to sponsor this podcast.
Yeah, nope. Sorry, guys. Yeah, Core Vision. If you're interested in training or night vision stuff, they're the best.
We'll have them sponsor Shift
Yes,
Fire.
Shift
you know?
Fire. Core Vision.
So that was a big part of my January, kind of last week, you know.
Nice, man. I'm jealous. It was way cooler than what I did. I just had a week-long drill at the National Guard. was-
You make it sound so amazing.
I mean, I have a blast every time I go. I mean, I love doing military stuff. If, as you know,
Yeah, man, and you're good at it.
Yeah, I consider myself good at it. I consider myself very proficient, and I like training and hanging with the guys. It's like that level of camaraderie that exists
Yeah, man.
within that like tiny element. Like you don't get that in the civilian world. So, I mean, yeah, I'm trying to slither my way out of the military right now because my life's taken a different direction.
Right.
For those of you that don't know, yes, I am actively trying to get out of the military. To continue to do this for you.
Right, really.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
The channel's doing well. The
Oh, yeah.
podcast is doing well. Thank you, everybody, for your support. This is like
Absolutely.
becoming like a full-time thing for us. So.
It is, yeah. It's definitely taken up a lot of time. So that time I do not have to volunteer for the California National Guard anymore.
And you're in a
But-
relationship, and you're
yeah,
finished
man.
school, all this kind
It's
of
a lot.
stuff.
But I'm trying to find my way out. But yeah, it's you know, the drill was fun. We got to shoot a lot of pistol. We have the SIG M17s, which are
cool.
the equivalent of a P320 on the civilian side.
Right.
So I got a lot of trigger time on that, which is cool. And yeah, that was pretty much it, man. 7 days
Really?
of running. Yeah, 7 days of running a pistol range. That's the one thing about the National Guard is like, man, they really know how to waste your time. So
Yeah.
like, I mean, I'm in a reconnaissance section and a sniper section, and I'm one of the reconnaissance team leaders. Yeah, Recce, yeah. But
represent.
yeah, man, and it's like, it's such a specific skill set. It's like you can't just, drill once a month and expect these guys to get it because it takes a lot of repetition. And that's my biggest gripe with the National Guard. It's like they prioritize wasting your time over valuable training. And it was funny because for my college course out there, they were like, one of the questions for one of my classes was like, what company do you work for and how do you think do you think they're sustainable? Or if you don't know what that means, do you think they have a lot of trash that they're wasting? And I was just like, trash, waste. Okay. So I wrote the entire paper about how wasting time is that's what they're doing. They don't have like valuable waste, even though they do, which is like, your cartridges and all your trash and stuff, like company waste,
like physical waste,
like it goes in a landfill. And I was like, you know what waste is in my company?
Let me tell you about waste.
Wasting my fucking time.
Fraud, waste, and abuse.
Yeah, so I wrote the entire paper about how the higher
so
ups
funny.
would rather check a box than to have actually proficient training time.
Yeah,
so,
that's the one thing about the Army, man, is it's a lot. You can get caught up in like the bureaucracy, the red tape.
oh yeah.
The
So I'm
waiting
like,
for
man,
somebody
leave it
make
to
a
the
decision.
NCOs to like to decide whether their men are ready for war or not. Not to leave it for a piece of paper that says like, yeah, see here, it says we're good.
Yep,
T
we
for
checked the
train.
block, yep.
Exactly. But anyways, we got an episode to do.
Yes,
right?
we have quite an episode today.
An episode. I feel like a long time coming too.
Yeah, I had a, today, listen, folks, we're going to talk about Nazis today. Even saying the word, it makes you feel uncomfortable to say Nazi, But yeah, today's all about.
Or are you saying it in a negative way or are you saying it in a positive
right,
way?
well, no, in every
Because if
in
you're
every
feeling
way,
uncomfortable, you white cis man.
you cisgender patriarchal male. No, we're talking about Nazis because I was doing research for, I think it was our Halloween episode, and
a lot of Nazi stuff.
Yeah, I came across, because like I feel like Nazis are everywhere.
They're everywhere.
In pop culture. They are like a convenient like go-to bad guy.
Oh, absolutely.
They're like
The
a lot of-
Nazis, the Russians.
yeah, but like
North
Nazis
Korea.
specifically,
Yeah.
like the uniforms, the iconography, the swastika, all that kind of stuff has become like so universally recognized and reviled and stuff. And well, they should be, But it was like, some of the stuff that I came across, I'm like, wait, So like Heinrich Himmler was actually looking for the Holy Grail. Like I thought that was just some Indiana Jones movie, you know? So anyway, I wanted to do an episode where we kind of like a little bit of education in history, maybe, hopefully, because as I was doing research, I was like, there's so many books and stuff that have been like legitimate academic books that have been written about what the Nazis were about, what Germany's like, what's the difference between the Nazi party and like the regular German army, or like the SS and the Nazis and stuff like that. Yeah. So it's not going to be exhaustive today, but we're just gonna like go through a bunch of stuff, a little bit of like history, a little bit of entertainment, and then a little bit of crossover. Like, did you know that like Heinrich Himmler was actually looking for like ancient artifacts like Thor's hammer and the Holy Grail? So.
That's awesome. Anything to get that competitive edge,
Yeah, exactly.
Anything. But disclaimer. As you know, we are not historians. We are war fighters.
Yeah.
So
lay off.
If we miss something, send us an informative email.
That's right.
And
leave a comment.
Fuck right off, or be like, yeah, man, that's super cool.
Yeah. This will definitely be like if you guys like this kind of thing, like then we'll do like a part 2 and a part 3 because like you could have an entire podcast just about. I'm sure maybe there is one. Like
I'm sure, man, like historian podcast. Well, I'm here to learn. I want to know this stuff. This is important history. I mean,
and go ahead.
Oh yeah, I mean, speaking of my family heritage, everyone thinks that I am the.
Well, here it comes. You know what's coming, folks.
Yeah, so everyone's like, "Oh, Cameron, were you the first, military guy in your family?" And I usually say yes, but it's not true to an extent. My great grandfather fought for, which I believe he was a Nazi.
Okay.
Because my dad's from like Germany, straight out of Deutschland,
like right in the center.
Yeah, right out of like 15 minutes away from Heidelberg in a small town called Hirschberg. Okay. But my great grandfather was in. I don't know whether he fought for the Nazis or if he was in the German army.
Can you say his name? Because I was going to say somebody out there on the internet is going to do the research and they're going to tell us.
I don't know his name.
They're going to connect you up.
Nobody. Man. To be honest, I'm a terrible family dude.
Like, you don't know like your family tree.
No, I don't even know my grandmother's first name.
What?
Yeah, and I only know her as Oma.
Oma.
Yeah,
right.
She's been called Oma the entire time I've known her, but I don't know her first name.
Fair.
I don't know. I think I know my grandfather's first name, but I couldn't tell you it off the top of my head. I'd have to think about it. But yeah, I'm a terrible son. But then again, a grandson, but I've only seen them, I think, less than 5 times in my entire life.
I mean, considering that you have Nazi heritage, maybe it's good that you don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know. But I remember the last time I went, I was like 14 or 15. That's not true. I was back in Germany when I was in Ranger Regiment, and like I almost visited them out of the blue because we had to drive across Germany for a punishment.
Yeah.
But we drove right through their town, and I was like, oh, maybe I should stop and be like, hey, what's up? I'm American.
Guten Tag, folks.
Guten Tag, dude. Wie geht's, bro? Like I don't know, a terrible grandson.
But you are the embodiment of peace and harmony because you also
I am also Jewish on my mom's side. Yeah, exactly. So like it's very interesting. I'm a little bit of both. So on my dad's side, I'm evil, but on my mom's side, I'm Jewish.
I'm good.
Which depends how you look at
Jewish.
It.
Yeah, you're
depends
I like how you thread the needle. And the German side are bad, but the Jewish side I'm Jewish.
I'm Jewish. But it's up to you to decide based on your cultural views.
That's right.
But all right, enough about me.
Yeah. Well, hey, yeah. So I have a little bit of facts.
Go over the
here,
history, man.
Stuff. Some of the history, yeah. It's so
history.
Funny. It's a short history. It's like 3 pages long.
Yeah.
But no. So like Nazi, like what does Nazi even mean? So like it's the name. The full name is like the National Socialist German Workers' Party, right?
Ew, socialism.
Yeah, socialism bad. National Sozialistische Deutsch Albert Party. As that's totally not
Deutsch
NSDAP. Political Party. Yeah, that's right.
The NSDAP.
The NSDAP, right? And it was actually, when Hitler kind of started getting involved with them, it was actually known as the German Workers' Party, started by Anton Drexler, Munich locksmith in 1919. And then he had started attending, he got in there. And the thing about Hitler is like he was like really active and like he was charismatic. He was a good public speaker. We all kind of know this about him. Effects of the Great Depression in Germany brought the Nazi Party to its first nationwide importance, right? Rapid rise in unemployment in 1929, 1930 provided millions of jobless and dissatisfied voters. So they kind of built up their popularity when like things hit the skids economically, They went, its vote in elections in the Reichstag, which is the German parliament, increased from 800,000 votes in 1928 to about 14 million in 1932, right? So they gained a lot of political power. Let's see, a couple little things like, so Hitler gained a lot more power as the years went on. In 1933, the Reichstag passed the Enabling Act, which enabled, quote unquote, Hitler's government to issue decrees independently of the Reichstag, independently of Congress or whatever, the parliament. So that effectively gave him like dictatorial powers.
Yeah, dictatorial powers. He put himself into power, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. Like once he got in power, he started doing political maneuverings to kind of give himself more power, and eventually he just had it all. In 1933, July 1933, Hitler's government declared the Nazi Party to be the only political party in Germany on the death of Hindenburg, who was like the president at that time. 1934, Hitler took the title of Führer, this famous Führer, which means leader, right? Chancellor and commander-in-chief of the army, and he remained the leader of the Nazi Party as well. So he just gave himself
everything.
Very like Palpatine-esque, like machinations, like moving behind the scenes until he fully realized,
It's like the Sacha Baron Cohen, the dictator.
Oh, I never saw that.
You've never saw that? Oh, it's pretty funny.
He's like a Middle Eastern kind of
Middle Eastern dictator, and he's just like, he's everything.
So yeah, it was that's kind of how he maneuvered. It's just
arm takeover.
What I am fascinated by is that, like, with so much like Nazi like pop culture like references, you forget that this was like a real thing. It's like a real political party. It had like a cultural and historical context within which it kind of grew. Like this is after World War I, right? And Hitler fought in World War I, and like there were a lot of disenfranchisement because like a lot of area got annexed away from Germany, that they had kind of gone into. People took it back, and they were like really angry because there was like German speaking parts of these other countries. Like, no, that belongs to us, and so
not to mention after World War I, Germany was like the weakest nation in the world.
Bad, like economic, the Weimar
Hitler
Republic.
Go to jail at one point?
Yeah,
too?
he did.
And that's when he wrote his book Mein Kampf.
Yeah,
right?
That's when he wrote Mein Kampf. He there was like some sort of uprising or something like that he tried to do, and it didn't work, and he got thrown in jail for a little while.
Yeah,
and the Nazi Party was like outlawed at that time, and then he came back and started kind of working his way back up.
And that's how he had that giant following, because it was a sense of nationalism following him. Because he saved Germany. From
a lot of his public rhetoric was like around like Germany, the fatherland or whatever.
The fatherland is safe again thanks to this guy, and that's why there's this giant. Because how do you brainwash an entire country to think that like anti-Semitism is like a great thing?
Yeah, a lot of his stuff was like totally anti-Semitism, and there was a lot of like he went after like there was like bankers, like Jewish bankers and a lot of wealthy Jewish people and stuff. Like he kind of demonized them, and
like, they're the enemy. The unvaxxed, they're the enemy.
the Jewish party is the enemy now. But yeah, so like a core element of his ideology, the Nazi ideology, was anti-Semitism, right? And he used this period of like consolidating power to like really go against the Germany's Jewish citizens. Jews were deprived of virtually all legal rights under the Nuremberg laws of September 15th, 1935, and the pre-war state-sponsored persecution of Jews reached its climax in the Kristallnacht. We've heard about Kristallnacht, which is the Night of Broken Glass. I think it's called November 9th and 10th, 1938, right? And this is when we start getting Jewish people like kind of taken away to concentration camps and carted off, and they take all their property and stuff like
and
that.
Pretty much their life. And all their rights.
Exactly. For a while,
stripped of everything. It was sad, dude. That's a really harsh reality.
Yeah, man.
To
understand. It's just wild. Yeah,
and it happened.
And it happened.
It totally happened.
Totally happened. Yeah. There's a lot of great movies, like Schindler's List, The Pianist, and stuff like that. Or like
The Pianist.
The Pianist.
The pianist.
Pay attention. The pianist.
The pianist.
A person who is skilled at playing the piano.
Okay. I thought you said the penis.
See, I would take that as a slip up for you, but I don't mean to say curse words. And the pianist.
The pianist.
Starring Adrian Brody. Really good one. Academy Award winning. I think it won Best Picture when it came out the year.
Isn't that about like a Jewish pianist?
Yeah, he's a pianist, and it's just about like he's Jewish. What I said?
You need to pronounce.
Yours sounds more like penis than mine does.
I'm saying pianist.
Pianist. That sounds like I know what I'm saying. All right, folks, you can decide. You can
Yeah,
decide.
whatever.
Anyway,
man, whatever helps you
anyway,
sleep at night.
Nazis being mean to the Jews. Come on. You
Yeah,
guys.
okay.
And
And that concludes the short history.
That
of
concludes
the
the
Nazi
show.
Party.
Well, the last little bit is I'll say, in 1939, he had a pact of non-aggression with the Soviet Union.
Yeah.
Right. It contained a secret treaty between Germany and Russia, partitioning Poland and dividing the whole of Eastern Europe into spheres of influence. It opened the road into the heart of Central Europe to Joseph Stalin and was the immediate prelude to World War I, which began in Poland on September 1st. So he invades
World
Poland.
War II or one?
World War II. Sorry, World War II. Sorry,
yes.
my mistake. I misspoke. But yeah,
Yeah,
World War
named
II, and then we're off to the races.
Yeah. And that's where my great-grandfather died.
Wow.
He was
that-
killed day one invasion of Poland.
Oh, so he wasn't that bad because he got killed early.
I mean, I guess he was bad because he died.
He died. Yeah, he wasn't a very
Bad
good
at
soldier.
war.
Yeah, bad at fighting, bad at living.
Definitely
here we
didn't
are,
get my
folks.
skills from him, let me tell you.
And as you all know, I mean, if you've been exposed to any part of pop culture, movies, television, books, video games, especially video games, with like
so
Wolfenstein
many
and
video
stuff.
games, yeah.
The
All
Nazis
the Call
are
of
everywhere.
Duties,
Yeah.
like, God, there's so many things.
And we should make a differentiation, not that, not like morally, but like, the German army, there's like a lot of video games where you're like, it's like tank stuff and like, desert warfare and stuff. There was the German regular army, and then there was the Nazi political party, and then there was the SS, which has their own thing. They were like
the SS are MPs.
So the SS, it stood for Schutzstaffel.
Schutzstaffel.
I apologize to all my German-speaking friends that I can't pronounce these right, but the protection squads, right? Originally established as Adolf Hitler's personal bodyguard unit. It would later become both the elite guard of the Nazi Reich and Hitler's executive force, prepared to carry out all security-related, quote unquote, without regard for legal restraint. So
national security.
Yeah. So anyway, just like stuff that I didn't know before about history, but I've got kind of three. There's too much to get done in one show, so I got basically three areas. We've got like, I kind of wanted to take like perceptions or things that were in popular culture and see if there was any like real world connection.
Yeah.
So there's like the plot to assassinate Hitler.
That's a big one.
We've got the Holy Grail, Nazis and the Holy Grail.
Yeah.
And then we have the Spear of Destiny.
See, I didn't even know what the Spear of Destiny was until I was reading the outline. I was like, what's the Spear of Destiny? And then I was like, oh, that. Yeah.
You want to talk about that first?
Sure, yeah. Jump right into it because
I love
the movie.
Yeah, I didn't even know the Spear of Destiny was a thing until I saw Constantine with Keanu Reeves in 2005.
Yeah.
It must have been just before I joined the military. Yeah, because I remember seeing the billboards before I left LA. But yeah, Constantine. So it starts with a couple of South American blokes digging around in the trash in this old building. It has like I think it has like a title card, like a prelude kind of thing, saying the Spear of Destiny disappeared. And so the guy like finds the Spear of Destiny wrapped in a Nazi flag, and then it like possesses him, and then he takes off to LA, to do his thing. But yeah.
That's such a good, I love Constantine. They're actually talking about remaking it or doing a sequel.
With Keanu Reeves?
Keanu Reeves, yeah.
I'm down. I think Keanu Reeves, he can go back to that well as many times as he wants to, man.
Yeah, I think
Keanu
Constantine
Reeves
was awesome. I mean, my dad was My dad was pretty religious growing up, so he never let me watch the movie. So the first time I watched Constantine was when I was like full blown adult. I think I was in the military when I watched it for the first time.
What did you think? Oh, just a little bit of historical context. The Spear of Destiny, or the Spear of Longinus, is supposed to have been the spear that pierced the side of Christ when he was on the cross, right? So it's a very mythical figure or piece of,
it's like the only weapon that, penetrated Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So it like must have had some corruption against it or some magic powers.
Yeah, magical. Yeah, people have, it's either symbolically, or there's even stories of it like actually having like battle power to like enhance,
you just become freaking Sauron in battle.
Yeah,
like,
you just get OP and stuff if you possess
OP, super OP.
Yeah, so that's the stuff that comes to, like, it was kind of hard. I started doing research, and then you find out that like there's rabbit hole after rabbit hole after rabbit hole.
Oh, going into
down. So like there's one side of it that says that Hitler was like super interested in it because of like actual power. Like he wanted to possess it because he thought it would give them like amazing power in battle or victory. And then there's like the other way that says like he just wanted it for like a symbolic thing. Like if they had it, then because he was like him and Himmler were like all interested in building up like a cultural, religious, like Aryan kind of thing.
He was into some weird religious shit.
Because they wanted. I think what they were trying to do was like it was all about ultra nationalism, but also with like a cultural aspect to it. So they wanted like religious stuff. They wanted to gather all these things so they could kind of formulate basically their own like cultural heritage or religion, like the whole Aryan thing, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of where this stuff kind of comes into play, you know. But that'd be cool if they remade Constantine.
That would be cool. Yeah, going back to it.
Yeah.
But it looks like this spear has a couple of different names. So it looks like here, the Spear of Longinus.
Longinus, like that was supposedly the name of the centurion who held the spear that pierced.
Really?
Yeah.
And then
Gaius Cassius Longinus.
Maurice spear.
The Maurice spear. The Hofburg spear is another one. Because it was actually kept at a museum. I think it's the Hofburg Museum or the Hofburg. Yes.
Oh, so it's an actual artifact.
It was in Austria. Yeah.
When did they find it?
Well,
in Constantine?
Well, it has like a kind of a storied history. Like one person had, I think, the Emperor Constantine actually did have it for a time, and then like he lost it, and then like it was taken somewhere else, and then it ended up in Austria actually, and Hitler grabbed it in kind of the early parts of the war, and then it was found and returned after Hitler shot himself in the head. So, and they lost the war. So
allegedly,
yeah. But then there's legends that like there's another spear, and they say that's the spear.
Yeah, of course.
And so it's right. It's really just that like kind of the head, like two pieces.
Yeah, it's tied together, like 2 feet long. Right?
Yeah, exactly. It's not like
it's not like a giant spear.
Yeah, the wood part of the spear is long since decayed.
Just spearhead.
Yeah,
but that's super interesting, man. I think it's super cool that Nazis aren't cool, but I think
yeah, we always got to preface every part of this.
Yeah,
so
Nazis
nobody can clip this and be like they love Nazis.
I like the whole fantasy. Like we go after this mythical artifact because it had like some relation to Christ and it's gonna give us this magic power.
Yeah.
Or it's just like a morale booster,
Right.
Just like in Regiment when we had these panties that were sent to us from a porn star that they wrote to.
That was your Spear of Longinus. That was your symbolic power.
They would always jump with the panties, and it gave those men power. And it was just like, see, you just need.
It's amazing. You can
some artifact.
It just goes to show you like the power of a symbol.
Yes,
to really inspire people.
It does. It's morale. It's all morale.
Yeah, it's all morale things.
Even if they have no power.
I mean, and it's so funny because we can go to the next one. We can go to Nazis and the Holy Grail.
The Holy Grail.
Because
speaking of symbols,
it's not just. I was just thinking about this. We've got the Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, but we also have the first one, Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's the same kind of thing. They're going after the Ark.
Yeah. I wonder what the Holy Grail is like. Everything you pour becomes wine. So it's like, I'm so thirsty. And the only cup I have is this fucking Grail. I've been trashed for months.
I feel like a lot of these like symbolic things are very like Catholic, because Catholicism is all about like different symbols and things like that. And so, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, the Nazis are after the Holy Grail, man.
I know. But what is it going to give them?
Well,
that's the thing.
It's the cup of Christ, right? The Holy Grail is supposedly the cup that Jesus used the night of the Last Supper.
Yes.
But
what does it do? Because I know there was some like, in Pirates of the Caribbean, they were looking for eternal life. And then they had that.
Yeah, it's supposed to give you eternal life.
Is that what it's supposed to do?
Yeah, if you drink from it, it gives you eternal life.
Okay.
They find out in the movie, though, that the power of it only works inside the area of that tomb, that temple. So if you leave, then that's it.
Because the Crusader was there. And he
had to stay.
He had to stay there to defend it.
Yep. So that
he
was
didn't do a lot of defending though. He just kind of was like,
he just got old.
Yeah, he's got super old. And
you
he's
have
just like,
chosen
I don't
wisely,
anymore.
But like actually, so Heinrich Himmler, one of the main dudes, head of the SS, was fascinated with these kinds of things because he was interested in establishing like this Aryan empire. So he needed like a lot of religious symbology to kind of fill it out, right?
Yes.
And so he went looking for it. He hired a guy. He was also interested in going after Thor's hammer, actually.
Thor's hammer.
So, but there's a dude, Otto Rahn, who had written a book about where the Holy Grail might be. And so he was hired to go and look for it. And he believed it lay somewhere beneath the mountain peak where the fortress of Montségur remains. It was in southern France.
Really?
And I didn't, and I neglected to do research about how the Grail went from like Jerusalem all the way to France.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there's a long and storied history.
I'm sure they carried it on their backs.
Yes, in a big crate, just like the Ark, right?
Yes, just like the Ark. But dude, it's super interesting. Just like we going back to the whole fact that like an artifact is so important to those people. Like just thinking as a leader, you're like, oh, if I get this shiny cup, my soldiers will fight.
Yeah,
You
they're
know,
gonna fight hard.
they'll fight hard because we've got the cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is funny because the obviously the Holy Grail is a Christian,
It's a very
Christian thing.
Was the Nazi party primarily composed of Christians? That's a good question.
Well, that'd be a good question. I
Because
mean,
if they're
Catholic,
a bunch of,
Catholicism and stuff. But he was trying to get rid of that. That was the whole thing. He was trying to like supplant it, basically. So maybe he just wanted it as like a symbol to kind of pull people in, like, hey, we got the Grail, you know?
Hey,
but then like, white supremacy, you know? Like,
yeah,
like, wait, what? No.
That's not what we want.
I didn't come to the Grail for that.
But okay, what movies highlight that the best?
I mean, obviously Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Yeah, that's the one I was gonna say because that's the big one. That's the big one that everybody knows.
Steven Spielberg, yeah, he's got Sean Connery there. That's the whole thing, you know.
Birds.
I
still remember that one. That's good.
It's like, we got to move, Dad. They're shooting at us. I know, Dad. It's a new experience for me. It happens to me all the time. But like, in terms of like actually like loosely like the Nazis and stuff looking for big symbols, like Captain America: The First Avenger.
Yeah.
You got the Red Skull. It starts with them in Norway looking for the Tesseract.
Yeah,
you know, and so obviously the Tesseract's not a real thing, but like they were actually out there looking for like Thor's hammer and all that kind of stuff. You know,
why didn't I think about this earlier? Hellboy.
Oh yeah, totally. They were trying to open up a gateway.
Yeah, the gateway.
That's how Hellboy got here.
Yeah, I know. And damn, I was like,
that's a good
one.
Call,
the Nazis,
man. Yeah,
because they were looking for all those stuff, and then they have all those crazy. Yeah, Hellboy is a really good Nazi one.
Yeah, that's a really because that's like that goes like deep into like. That's like Cthulhu territory.
Yeah, that's like the whole cult religion.
Yeah,
thing
that really
deep
get,
occult
kind of thing.
Deep occult thing.
I think that what they do is they take like little bits like this and they just like take them to the nth degree.
Oh, totally.
You know?
Which honestly I appreciate.
Like secret societies and rituals and all that. No, I totally dig that.
Yeah. I actually recently saw. I think Ron Perlman actually like tweeted or something. He's like, I don't want to fucking make a new Hellboy movie, but I'm going to because the fans deserve.
Right.
It.
Well, I think he was
He's like,
saying,
I'm 70.
He's like 70. He's like, I don't want to do it anymore, but we owe it to the fans because it'd be great. Because
I love Hellboy.
Is that confirmed? Because I don't think it's confirmed.
I don't think it's confirmed. I think it's more of a humble, kind of like
plea.
Yeah, like a plea.
Hey,
like,
shout out to Doug Jones, really great dude. I know him personally, and yeah, he's Abe Sapien in those movies, and so he would be. I definitely want him to come back. He's doing Star Trek, so he's okay. But
yeah, no, he's perfect.
But yeah, good call, man. Hellboy. Yeah, that's totally another area where the Nazis are going after mythical things, but like to the nth degree.
Yeah, to the nth degree, they like go
doesn't he gets Rasputin, like the skeleton of Rasputin as a part.
No, Rasputin's he's the main bad guy.
Oh,
he's the guy they bring back.
That's right.
With their blood sacrifice.
That's right. Yeah, and he's
the skeleton's just some old Russian dude.
Yeah, I like how in the beginning he just conveniently gives that SS lady the gift of eternal life. So she's like, that's like the conceit where she's like, "Why are you still young?" Oh, he just kind of gifted me eternal life right before
whatever
got sucked into a portal.
Yeah, portal.
So
Rasputin, what's his deal though?
Rasputin. Oh, Rasputin's got his own mythological history too. That was Russia though.
Yeah, we'll have to do an episode separately about just like Russian military stuff.
Yeah,
Rasputin's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
he's a real
they said that,
dude.
Just very briefly, they said they stabbed him, they poisoned him, they shot him, and it didn't kill him.
Yeah,
he was a real guy, allegedly.
Real dude, yeah.
No, he's a real person, 100%.
Okay.
That was like during like the
they also kept his penis.
They cut his penis
No,
off?
they kept it. It's like in a jar somewhere.
Really? Is that what the pianist is about?
Yeah, that's exactly what the pianist is about.
It's about Rasputin's pianist.
Boo! Anyways,
we got one more area that I chose to kind of get into, but there was the plot to assassinate Hitler.
yeah, which is probably the biggest one.
Yeah, that actually happened. So that was the subject of the 2008 movie Valkyrie.
Tom
by Bryan
Cruise.
Singer, and then starring Tom Cruise. Yeah.
Yeah, with the eye patch.
Yeah, he played Klaus von Stauffenberg. He was a
Klaus von
regular army
Stauffenberg.
dude. He had a glass eye.
He had a glass
That was
eye and he
thing.
wore an eye patch, yes.
Yep, wore an eye patch, so that was pretty cool.
And that's a deep undercover. That's
Yeah.
like, how'd you get here? And you have to be like fluent in German and fucking have the
Well, yeah.
accent, and you need to know the cultural like cues.
Exactly. Well, I mean, no, I mean, he was like, all the German dudes.
He was German, Cam.
He was
Yeah,
German.
he was.
He was a German soldier.
he was a
Was
German
he?
soldier.
Whatever, man.
Dude,
Yo,
just
been-
why
yo,
don't I just tell
long
you?
it's
Why don't I
been-
just educate you, man?
You should. It's about time.
Well, so the idea was there was a thing called Operation Valkyrie, which initially was just a contingency plan for the German army reserves to like take over civil order in case there was like a breakdown or something. That was a real thing. But what they did is he conspired with a bunch of dudes in the German army to modify it so that they could trigger it and kind of take over kind of everything at the death of Hitler, right? And so the idea was to plant this bomb, where Hitler was having a big meeting, and then for when he died, say, hey, the SS, they killed Hitler. We got to take over. They're going against Germany, so we got to take over. And that was how they were going to kind of take over and get in touch with the Allies, be like, hey, we're done. It's not Hitler anymore. So they had the plan modified and stuff like that. The movie's actually pretty good. It's got some good guys in it, but
It's got that big Hitler dialogue too that everybody makes a meme out of.
that's from Downfall.
That's from Downfall.
Yeah, which I have not seen, but everybody knows the meme where it's like
He's
Hitler.
like 999.
Yeah, and he like goes crazy, and
Yeah.
everyone just replaces
He's
the
like,
subtitles.
if you're an NCO, please leave the room. Right?
Yeah, he's like,
All officers stay in the room.
yeah. Anyone who loves this anime, please leave the room.
Yes. Anybody who appreciates Naruto, please.
Yeah, everyone who loves The Last Jedi, please leave the room. Yeah. We'll have to do a thing about
That's a
that,
good
German
one.
memes, but
Yeah.
no, this one doesn't have that. But like they actually in real life, he plants the bomb, and it's like in a suitcase, but then it blows up, but it doesn't kill Hitler.
Really?
And so they initiate the thing after the bomb goes off, and they start taking over. But then the word comes out that Hitler's still alive, and all the dudes start like reversing their orders, and they all end up getting caught and shot. But that was like I never knew about that actually was a thing that happened until I saw the movie in 2008.
Oh, it was actually real. Like
No, it was a real thing. Yeah, some German soldiers and officers tried to assassinate Hitler to stop the war. And
I had no idea.
dude, well now you know. The more you know.
See, I'm thinking of just Inglourious Bastards, where they just shoot.
Right, where they actually kill Hitler. And that's another thing. I loved, he did that in Revisionist History. Quentin Tarantino did that in Inglourious Bastards, and then he did a little bit of that, spoiler alert, in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood with Sharon Tate and stuff like that. But yeah, no, in the other honorable mention in this category would be Inglourious Bastards, where I was so interested to see what they were going to do. I'm like, wait, they just killed Hitler. Like, that never
what's
happened.
next? I mean, they sacrifice themselves though.
Yeah,
to
they
kill
like
Hitler.
suicide
They're
bombers.
like,
They get
whatever, man.
Yeah,
and
they blow
they
themselves up.
dump mags into that dude.
They
That's
like
awesome.
shoot it, like blast his face and stuff like. I'm like, wow.
Me? That's a great ending.
You're
I
probably
think,
going to want to take off that uniform at some point.
Yeah, but we're gonna give you something you can't take off.
Such a good movie. Yeah,
It's
but
such a good one, man.
real thing. I love how halfway through the conversation you realize that I'm talking about something that actually happened. You're like, oh, you mean that actually happened? Yes,
I
Cameron.
was like, what?
Pay attention.
Sorry, man. I'm trying to just understand how Tom Cruise got a glass eye. That's what I'm trying to
He's so committed. He literally got a glass eye. He had his eye surgically removed.
Everybody knows that Tom Cruise is a super committed actor.
He
Maybe
is.
he's a loudmouth about COVID, but he's down for his shit when it comes to movies. Like he actually got a pilot. He was actually a pilot, and they wouldn't let him fly the jets in Top Gun.
I could see that.
I could see that too. And he'd be like, "No, you're too short, Tom."
He's one of the last true like movie stars, man. I can see how he tried to throw his weight around.
I know, right? I'm Tom Cruise. I'm a Scientologist. Yeah.
All right.
But finally, something I wanted to talk about, which is more in the video game universe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everybody knows this, right? Call of Duty Nazi Zombies.
You know what's funny? I know about it,
But
I've
you've
never
never played it?
because
Oh,
everybody
it's
in my
so
stream
stress.
always asks me, like, have you played zombies? Have you played
Yeah,
zombies?
it's so stress-inducing. So stress-inducing.
It's like a DLC, right? Or it's like
yeah,
an
so
added
usually
thing?
most of the time you have to beat the campaigns.
Okay.
And then it will give you the game mode. But the original Nazi Zombies came in Call of Duty World at War, which was World War II, and that one had the Nazis in it, had the Russians in it.
I'm playing Black
OG.
Ops. I'm playing Black Ops 1 right now, but I haven't played any other of the
Yeah,
Black
and
Ops
it's all in the black. There's 3 Black Ops, right? There's
4.
There's 4, so it's in every single
one of them, I think, 4th is only multiplayer. So there's no story.
Okay. Well, I think there should be Call of Duty Zombies in every single Black Ops, as well as Vanguard and World at War.
Okay.
So there's quite a few zombie modes out there, but
And Cold War, actually. I take that back. I have played zombies one time. It was with Cold War. It was
Yeah.
a DLC for Cold War.
yeah, no, you got it. It's all the old World War II Call of Duties and the Black Ops series. But dude, they are fun. They're so much fun.
There's something satisfying about knowing that, like, you just keep blasting away, just hordes of zombies. You have no moral qualms about killing zombies whatsoever.
It's so good too. It's such a fun multiplayer. I remember on deployment we play it all the time.
Just a stress reliever.
It's so stressful though. It's like because the entire thing you start in a room and you have like 4 entrances and you only start out with a pistol and like as you like rebuild and as you kill them you get money that you can purchase bigger weapons and there's this mystery box.
Yeah.
And you go to the mystery box and it'll give you a random weapon and sometimes it'll give you a really good weapon like the ray gun, which is like everybody wants a ray gun, or it'll give you like a crap weapon or this fucking teddy bear thing which will just change the location of the mystery box and you have to go find it again. So it's like, and then not to mention all these zombies are coming in every round and more as the rounds progress, more zombies come and you have to rebuild all the barriers because they tear down the barriers and then they come after you. And it's fun. It's a really fun multiplayer game. But when I think of Nazis, I always think of zombies.
Zombie Nazis. Well, they got that. I haven't seen it, but they got the Dead Snow movies.
Yeah, I've heard. I always see it
what
pop
is it, Frankenstein's Castle?
Frankenstein's Army?
Was it Frankenstein's Army?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Frankenstein's Army where he builds all the Frankenstein is, that's another Nazi one.
Yeah, those are Russian soldiers that go into the
the Russian soldiers go into it, but technically it's under Nazi occult, like bringing back these
definitely under that category.
Yeah, totally. But no, I haven't seen Dead Snow either. I always see the picture of like the Nazi zombie head on Netflix when I'm scrolling by.
Cut off,
and it says Dead Snow.
Yeah,
I'm like, that looks lame.
Have you seen Overlord?
I have seen Overlord.
Overlord's great. That's another one in the category of like them digging deep into like weird ancient, artifacts or whatever.
I know that's a good. That one's pretty fun to watch. I think so.
Yeah,
it's pretty intense.
Wild.
Yeah, it's wild. It's like it takes a turn. You have no idea. I mean, you expect like when you see World War II to just like, get some man on man fighting, not like a giant, Nazi science experiment. All of a sudden, freaking this giant dude goes loco and starts killing his own dude. Yeah, like it's nuts. So yeah, Overlord's. I think we've definitely talked about Overlord.
We definitely talked about that before. Yeah,
we have.
Good old son of Kurt Russell, Wyatt Russell. That was the first thing I saw Wyatt Russell in.
Well, man, I think that's gonna.
I mean, we have to stop because we could just.
Yeah, it's because we're going down a rabbit hole, and it's like, you know this? Oh yeah, what about this? Yeah, totally, man.
Nazi this, Nazi that,
Nazi. But I think it's a good time to transition to our fan question. Yeah. This fan question comes via email. Remember how we tell you guys to always send us a message via email?
CFMpodcast@gmail.com.
Exactly. We read them, and this one's from Dex, and Dex is wondering, what's your take on Air Force pararescuemen? I've had my heart set on enlisting and hopefully passing training. Don't know why you gave us that last part. We don't care. No, I'm kidding.
We support you, Dex.
We support your aspirations, Dex. Don't let anyone tell you what you want to do and what you can't do. Just do it.
I always had a positive impression of pararescue because I experienced a little. I met a few guys when I was at Halo school. Yeah, because they do it all, man. It's like a long pipeline because their whole thing is if there's a down pilot behind enemy lines, you're the one that goes and gets them. And so there's infiltration, there's medical stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean they're shotgun qualified medics.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean I think they're absolutely badass. Yeah, they're studs. It's not like most of them. Not to mention they love Arc'teryx. Like that's my
Oh, do
favorite
they?
brand on the planet. But that's the inside joke.
Little
But-
known fact.
Little known fact, PJs love Arc'teryx. But no, man, I have only met a handful, but they're studs. They go to SOCM, which is Special Operations Combat Medic course. So, and that's a pretty substantial medic course. All Special Operations medic go through there.
Yep.
They are no, I can't think of the word I'm thinking of.
No slouch.
No excuse. They are no, I don't know.
Never say die. Hardcore. Hard chargers.
I was just blanking on this word.
Endurance.
College is supposed to make you smarter, but yeah, no exception. They're no exception. Okay, but yeah,
that was the word you were trying
Yeah,
to
it was. Yeah, I know. Maybe I'm just an idiot. But no, yeah, PJs are awesome, man. They're great, and their infiltration, just like you said, infiltration, like they are master rope tires.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they have to like do mountain stuff as well, so
yeah.
they need to know how to make like a bunch.
Because they got to be able to get to hard to get to places.
Yeah, not to mention they have to be able to like lift people out of like if you fall off a mountain, they can like do a 3-to-1 rope system and like pull your way out. So they know all the knots and stuff. So it's really cool.
Have there any movies about pararescue?
There used to be a.
I actually think Falcon from Marvel,
Is
Anthony
Falcon a
Mackie's.
PJ?
I think he was a pararescue jumper. Yeah, that's why he has the wingsuit. It was like an
Oh.
infiltration method.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
I got to look into that. 'cause
I think that's in
true,
Winter
it'd be cool.
Soldier. Yeah.
Is it? Okay. And I think they used to have a show, I think, on National Geographic about the PJs.
Oh.
Yeah. Like
okay.
I remember they used to have one about like EOD guys, and then they had one about PJs. It was like a reality show.
Okay.
I don't think it did very well because they were pretty high paced, and they're like, hey, you're getting in the fucking way, National Geographic.
They're leaving the camera people behind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's cool. But yeah, we love PJs, and good luck on it because that selection process is hard.
Yeah,
So
do
you
your
better
research, man. Start training now.
Yeah, you better be really good at running. So good luck, Dex. Thanks for the question, man.
All right, I think it's time to move on to our game.
Yes, the game.
Yeah, it's not
It
either.
is time for the game.
Yeah.
Yes, Chris. Magic voice, Chris.
Magic
Voice Chris. This game is called How Do Germans Tie Their Shoes?
Yes.
I'm so intrigued.
So
And for
good.
those not in the know, the answer is in Little Nazis. Yeah, it's only called that because I really like.
I
that
did not
joke.
see that coming.
Oh, but an alternative
Chris,
name
say
could be Hitler or no Hitler.
Hitler
Hitler or no Hitler?
So the object of the game is I'm going to tell you, you tell me whether or not Hitler appears in the film or game that I name.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
So it's pretty simple. So the
Very
warm up
simple.
is Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark.
No Hitler.
No Hitler.
That's correct. No Hitler.
No
All right.
Hitler.
Are we ready to get into it?
Let's
Yeah,
do it,
that's-
man. I think
it's-
we're warmed
it's
up.
gonna be
We've been
easy.
talking about Nazis all. for
It's
the whole
actually
hour.
this game for you guys probably will be easy.
I hope so.
Now the pressure's on.
All right. Jojo Rabbit.
I haven't seen it. You have, though, right?
Well, I mean, if you want to split hairs, we could. Well, actually, yes, he does. Because there's actual footage of him appearing in the credits, and then Jojo imagines his imaginary friend is Hitler. You got to see it, dude. It's really funny.
It counts. It's Hitler. Yes. he's
Yeah,
in it.
Yes.
it's played by Taika Waititi too.
Yeah, it's hilarious because
really
What you
Hitler,
call me?
Hitler is a joke.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing.
Yes, good. So
I gotta
Hitler.
watch it.
All right, next one. Wolfenstein.
Wolfenstein. It's not Hitler, right? It's like a version. It's like a
Well, I mean,
It's a
Guys,
mecha
don't overthink
Hitler.
this.
yes.
Yes,
Yes.
there is Hitler.
Okay.
because isn't like a mech Hitler?
Yeah, it's Mecha Hitler.
It's Mecha
but it's
Hitler.
him. It's got his face.
Yeah. Okay, it's got his face.
All right.
It has to be
Overlord.
Overlord. There is no Hitler.
No Hitler.
That is correct. No
Yes,
Hitler.
okay. All right, we're going.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Yes.
Yes, there is.
He runs face to face with him when he has like the book in his hand.
Yeah, and he's like,
Hitler
"Oh, sorry."
signs
He
it.
signs
Yeah.
the book.
He's like, "Oh yes,
Yes, there you go. I feel. Thank you.
That is correct. There is a
That was a
Hitler, and
good-looking Hitler,
he signs the
He signs
the Grail Diary.
Yeah, the Grail.
Okay, Saving Private Ryan.
Saving Private Ryan. You get me within 2 kilometers of Hitler in this here rifle. Game over, boys. Going
This here
war's
pianist?
over. No, he is
no Hitler in-
No Hitler in Saving Private Ryan.
There is no Hitler.
Yes. I'm probably-
Inglorious Bastards.
Yes. there is
Yes,
no
they
Hitler.
shoot his face.
Danke, mein Führer.
Yeah, when he cries because he likes the movie.
He's like,
Oh,
this
yeah.
is excellent. This is so good.
Fun fact, I actually put it on Instagram. I didn't know this, but Eli Roth, that movie within a movie, The Nation's Pride,
Yeah, with
Yeah.
the sniper dude.
Eli Roth directed that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's like a full thing. They used to be able to find it. I couldn't find it, but
that's
you
funny.
could actually watch the whole thing.
Daniel Bruhl.
Yeah,
Nation's
Daniel Bruhl. Baron Zemo. Okay. Schindler's List.
Schindler's List. You got to take this one.
No, there's no Hitler.
No Hitler.
No.
Just SS.
There's
Yeah,
no
SS.
Hitler.
Yeah.
Just a very evil
Good old Ray
Fiennes.
Fiennes playing an evil, yeah.
He's like the worst person ever. It's
Yep.
tough to watch. Okay. And the final one. You guys have gotten all of them correct so far. So there's this last one.
All right.
The Great Dictator.
The Great Dictator.
This isn't the movie you were talking about with Sacha Baron
Oh,
Cohen.
this is a freaking.
This is oldie.
Yeah, this
This
is
an oldie but goodie.
What's his name? Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking. And you were correct. It's Charlie Chaplin.
It's Charlie Chaplin. Yeah, I'm gonna say no, because I think he becomes the dictator. He looks like Hitler, but that's not Hitler. It's like a parody of Hitler.
Yeah, I think I know. Is that where he got the mustache from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. No, that's not.
No.
There's no connection to that.
Well,
but
it's a 50-50 chance.
that
obviously.
mustache, we got to do an episode on the mustache, man. But I'm going to say no Hitler in that
I'm
one.
saying no Hitler too.
There is no Hitler.
Boom!
Okay.
The
Hundo,
character's name
Hundo.
is Hinkler.
Hinkler. Yeah.
Yes.
But
Adolf
very good
Hitler.
guy. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Great Dictator. That's one of the few actual Charlie Chaplin movies that I've actually seen.
Really? I've never seen any movies of Charlie Chaplin.
They're good, man. They're classic in their own way. you know,
Yes.
so.
Yes, they are. Well, that's
it, man.
That's
all. This went by pretty quick, actually. So, folks, thank you for joining us for this episode of the Pop Culture Field Manual Podcast. We love hearing from you. Write us an email at pcfmpodcast@gmail.com. We release a new episode every Wednesday, as you know, if you've been listening for any length of time. Be sure to check
Yes.
out the YouTube, folks. We
Yes.
always have extra content on the YouTube version. Go to our channel. Also, check out Shift Fire. It's our new exploration and appreciation of military and
culture.
firearms culture. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I like
good
to say
time.
fiirarms culture. I kind of want to work that in there now.
Do you? Okay,
But,
do it.
Anyway,
It's your channel.
yeah, man. Because I think it's a little broader. But anyway, yeah, go to our Instagram, PCFM Podcast on Instagram. If you want to hang out with me, I stream 3 days a week, typically, except for today because we're doing these episodes. But go to My Happy Self, twitch.tv/myhappy, My Happy Self. Cameron?
Yeah, thanks for letting me talk.
I just went lightning quick.
Lightning, man. Yeah, if you guys want to support my streetwear brand, go ahead and check out Kit God Apparel. That's KITGOD Apparel on Instagram or on our website, www.kitgodapparel.com. Thank you guys so much for listening to this week's episode about Nazis. Cue the music.